y'all, I'm Hope here at Crafty Hope, and welcome to my channel and part 4 of this Ephemera Pack 2 journal series. This is, we're going to work on creating a little cover for the signature. So this is, like I said, the 4th part in this series. This series is I took an ephemera pack from my Etsy shop, pulled one out, there are lots still in there, and started playing around with the contents of it. So part 1, I created kind of the journal. It has 3 signatures. One is sewn in the middle of the journal, and then the other 2 are in pockets in the front and back. So part 2, what did I do in part 2? What did I do in part 2? Oh, I created a belly band and a little tag that went in a pocket. In part 3, I kind of made a funky little cover for the signature in the front pocket. So now I am working on the signature in the back pocket, and I kind of knew, since I did a funky little cover for the front one, that I wanted to make some kind of cover as well for the back one. So one of the things, besides all the book pages that are plentiful in these packs, is some hem tape and piping and things like that. And I was like, okay, this is where I'm getting hung up. And those are the things I'm kind of grabbing for first, trying to figure out what to do with them. And I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut these down and weave them to create some kind of cover. So I've got this piping of some kind that's in there, and I'm cutting it about the length of the signature wallet when it's open. Now I'm going to go ahead and admit that I cut it kind of short, but I'm totally going to fix it. You're going to see how I fix that in just a little bit. The height I got pretty good. In fact, I think I may have gone over. So I'm just cutting a bunch of these strips down. I'm going to speed this up. Well, I say I'm going to speed this up in a bit. But yeah, in this pack there, as you can see, there's some red piping and then some white and lime green bias tape. There's also a bit of white bias. Well, no, it's some piping that has gold on it. I think I used it on the tag in part 2. So I do encourage you to go check out those other 3 videos. I'll put the playlist up in the right corner here, and as well in the description box below, so you can kind of check that out. I'll also have a link to the ephemera packs that are in the stash, that are in my Etsy shop. So these are all things that came from my stash. I think, in fact, I've called it a Destash ephemera pack, because I took a bunch of stuff that I was like, okay, I either have too much of this or I just need to share it, and I just needed to get some of it out of my craft space. So I pulled it into these packs and decided to offer them up on Etsy. They're pretty inexpensive. There's no pressure for you to go purchase one, but I want you to know, if you do want one, I still have plenty. There's all kinds of stuff in there. I've got a couple of videos on what you could find in one of the packs. In fact, I think the first video shows a bunch of it, but I also have, when I listed them a while back, I put a video up of what you could find in most of them. And no 2 of the packs are the same at all. It's going to all have about the same stuff in it, but none of it is duplicated in any way. So you can see me fiddling with the fact that I'm going to weave this, and this is a super fiddly project. I will admit that I probably should have gone and ironed the tape down. You can see it's bowing and wrinkled and has folds, and I'm just going with the flow. So I've got kind of the red and green ones you see going horizontally, and I'm going to tape down the far left edge here onto this nonstick craft sheet. And then the white ones, I think I'm going to add maybe one green one, maybe. Possibly. We'll see. I can't remember if it was green or red that I added to it. But I'm going to weave these. So I've taped down all of the horizontal ones, and I am, adding in the vertical ones by pulling up the ones that need it needs to go under. I found this was the easiest way to do this. So basically altering the over under in this way. So you can see every other one is folded back. I lay that on top, and then I alternate which ones are going up on top and which ones are staying below. Yeah. If you have a better way to weave this, please. Weaving is not my forte. Definitely look to like somebody like Lisa Goddard for weaving. she's definitely much more of an expert than I am. This was just something I thought would be kind of interesting to do. I do find it unfortunate that this pack, it was all of these like Christmassy colors. I keep getting Christmassy vibes with this. And this could absolutely be altered in some way with some inks or dyes or stitching or something like that to give it a different vibe. But I don't know that I'm going to do that yet. I might. This whole series, I kind of am thinking I will, when I get done using the stuff that's in the ephemera pack to alter this like journal thing, that I may give away this journal. So I don't want to completely personalize it, but I may. We'll see how I feel as I'm playing with these things. So my big thing was to just create a cover for this signature. And you'll have to admit, this was the last thing I did on this ephemera pack. So I've got plenty more. You can see that dish over on the left, along with whatever I have left over of this. Did I call it hem tape? It's bias tape. It's bias tape. I don't know why I'm calling it hem tape. It's bias tape. So it's folded over and pretty strong. If you see video 3, you'll kind of see that I used some of it in a very interesting manner. Also, so I'm cutting down a few more strips to feed into this. Yep, and it was a green one that I'm also just to add a little more of that green in there. And you can see I've kind of added the green in an inconsistent way. So, and watch how I'm squishing all these together, trying to keep it nice and woven. When I get done with this, y'all, I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and go around all of the outside bands, all the outside pieces of either the piping or the bias tape. So just to kind of secure everything in place, it was a trial of patience for me. So when I bring this back in here in a minute, you're going to see everything gets a little wonky. It's not as neat as it looks here. I'm trying to figure out if I want to like pull ends, and I was like, I can do that later. For now, let me stitch this. So you can see I went around, I think I went around it like 3 times, at least 2, to just make sure everything was really secure. And then I'm trying to figure out how to secure it to my signature. So here's where I realized, oh no, I made this too short. All the papers are going to stick out. Do I like that? How can I fix that? And I dipped into some of the ephemera pieces in from that pack and found this little piece of 6x6 scrapbook paper. I pulled off that selvage edge, I guess that's what you would call it, and I'm folding it in half because it's about the right height for this journal, the signature, and I'm just folding it and I'm going to tear it in half. So I folded it several times and increased it, and I'm going to pull in a little bit of gloss gel medium. I am using this golden gloss gel medium. I picked it up at an estate sale for like $2, y'all, and normally I don't go for the glossy, but when I can find a medium at that price, I'm going to use it. I'm going to grab it and use it because it is absolutely a good medium. So I'm going to use it because it's basically that gloss is going to be, for the most part, hidden. Because I'm just using this as a glue. So I'm just taking a paintbrush and painting it on part of that scrapbook paper. And I'm going to admit to you, that scrapbook paper, the music that's on it is it's not the happy birthday song, but it is a happy birthday song. So it says like happy birthday to you on it in a couple different places. And I was doing my best to hide the words because I just really wanted the music. And not the words on there. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I've got it like positioned the right way so those words aren't showing. And then I'm going to do the same thing and glue down the other side using that gloss medium. And then I really wanted to make sure that I had this securely attached to the signature. Now, I could have gone in and sewn it to it and had it be kind of floppy around, but what I decided to do is just, while I had the gloss medium out and while I was sitting there looking at it, I'm going to go ahead and use that first page in the signature there and glue it to my new textile that I've created. So, and I'm looking at this, trying to make sure where's the center, okay, because I want to put that right in the center. Of course, y'all, I'm not an exact person. I don't tend to measure things. Y'all saw I never even pulled out a ruler or anything. I tend to eyeball it. I've got that tiny brush. I don't know what I was thinking. I really should have gotten a big fat brush out to do this, because it's going to take me a minute. Some of that gloss medium is going to dry in the time, and it's shifted. Yep. So I'm going to try to shift it back. It's still going to be a little lumpy and bumpy, but that is some fairly thin paper there, so it's kind of good that I used it on this because it bulks it up a bit. So if you wanted to do some art on it at some point, it's definitely firmed up a little, being attached to that textile that we created. So I am going to stick this other side down, and really, y'all, once I get that stuck down and all done, that's it. I mean, it took me a little while to do it, but it was a simple idea and a simple process. It just got a little fiddly in some aspects. So I'm going to get that glued down. I'm going to put it inside that back pocket of this journal. And if, like I said, if you haven't seen the other 3 videos, I encourage you to go check those out. If you have any questions about the ephemera packs, or what's in them, or why I'm doing this, I'm really just doing it because I wanted to challenge myself with one of these packs to see if they were actually usable, and I'm totally finding them to be that way. Anyway, but if you don't want to, if you can't get one, that's fine, y'all. Dip into your stash, look at that stuff that you thought was unusable, pull it out, make a little bowl of it, and kind of just let's see how it inspires you. I appreciate that you came and took the time to watch this video. Like I said, I hope you found some inspiration here, and come back later and see what else I do, not only with this journal, but just kind of in general with all the craftiness I get into. Thanks so much for coming by. Bye.